Joining us now, former Navy SEAL, Iraq veteran, and founder of NYC SEAL Swim, William Brown, along with Newsmax foreign policy analyst and former Trump foreign policy advisor, Dr. Waleed Phares. Welcome to both of you. William, I'm going to start with you here. Welcome to American Agenda. Thanks for joining us on set today. What do you think? Do you think Turkey deserves to have these F-35s, or do you think the U.S. should withhold for longer?
I think that what the president's doing is right. Number one, he's leading by strength. He's getting NATO to pay their fair share. He's calling them out. 3 nations, Italy, Spain, and France, didn't help us when we were trying to save humanity by stopping the IRGC from having nuclear capabilities. He's putting that up on the table front and center. Now also, what is he doing? He's checking balance in Turkey. Let's be sincere about Turkey. They have done what? They have absolutely promoted Hamas. Hamas, October 7th, responsible for 1,200 plus deaths, 48 of them Americans. Now, I met with the Secretary of War yesterday in the Pentagon. There's no doubt that he loves our nation. There's no doubt that he loves humanity. There's no doubt that he's going to do a thorough check and review to see if that's warranted.
Waleed, let's bring you into the conversation here. Your thoughts on the possible fighter jets going to Turkey here. Also, we know there's been a little bit of action in the Strait of Hormuz with some ships being hit. Talk about that as well.
First, Turkey. Obviously, there are divisions in Washington. In each camp has their own arguments. The one who will make the decision is the president. What I would add to the mix is that maybe we should ask President Erdogan to do some few things that would help in Syria, for example. His militias have been occupying Kurdish areas. That is not needed by the Republic of Turkey. So they need to convince the American public and Congress and the region that they are getting closer to the human rights matter, what have you. That would be a gratification. So we will give them something. And I would recommend, if I am advising, we'll start with the removal of certain sanctions. I wouldn't say we'll start immediately with sending all the best technologies, but we'll give an intention, a sign of intention, which is removing anything that has to do with
Looks like Wally dropped his
technical
phone.
difficulties. So yeah, hey, I get it. It's juggling a lot, literally. Yeah. William, I'm going to go back to you here. Obviously, this is something that Congress would likely push back on. We know that already some lawmakers, a bipartisan group, have already pushed back on President Trump, urging them not to do this. What message do you think the Trump administration should send to the American public? Simple, understandable, in layman's terms, to get them on board.
I love President Trump. He saved our country. He's saving humanity. But here's the truth. Let's talk about Syria. Let's talk about the Turkey's puppet regimes in Syria. Let's talk about the mass killings of anybody except the Sunni Muslims. Now that's the truth. That's reality. Giving Turkey F-35s, I love President Trump. But here, I think it's a bad decision.
All right. Waleed, real quick, William, while we got you here, President Trump making it known of his disappointment to the countries that did not provide their military bases to be open while we were operating at Operation Epic Fury. Again, touch on that for us.
You know, let's think about what the president his intent goal was. He wasn't kicking it down the road. You have the IRGC, they are radical jihadists. Radical jihadists with nuclear capabilities is a disaster for humanity, it's a disaster for us. The president took the right steps, preemptive steps to stop that, to make sure that didn't happen. Now, when we were doing that, all the billions of dollars we've invested in NATO throughout the years, when we needed them, what did they do? They publicly opposed us, and then Spain, France, and Italy, they denied us access.
William Brown, sir, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you for your service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.